Good morning. Have you been a victim of maybe idle gossip or tittle-tattle or something like that? Or maybe you find yourself actually joining in some of the chat about sort of other people and stuff like that as well. Then if you are, then perhaps this quote is for you. My name's Kai Graham, standing in my garden. Squinting away, but hey, we can't miss out on this fun, can we? My company is The Mind Model, and every day I release an inspirational quote that adds a bit of positivity to people's lives. And today's quote, I sort of, before sort of, when I was sifting through my sort of source of quotes, I came across this and I thought, well, what's that got to do with stuff? And then I started digging, and anyway, let me read it to you. Live in such a way that if someone spoke badly of you, no one would believe it. And I tell you why I sort of decided to post this. It's because there's quite a lot of chat at the minute about Johnny Depp, rightly or wrongly. He's been accused of domestic violence, and there are two camps. One that sort of looks at him and sort of says, yeah, definitely guilty. And then the other sort of camp that sort of says, oh, definitely not. It's just a false accusation. I'm really, forgive me, Johnny, but not terribly interested one way or the other. Though I hasten to add, I don't condone domestic violence, but it's not. This isn't the place for me to discuss my views on it. But what it did trigger for me is how important our reputations are. How important it is that actually, someone would or wouldn't believe something bad that was said about us. And it can all go in an instant if we're not careful. So, as this quote sort of says, is live so that people can't question your judgment or your good or bad behaviour. It's easier said than done, I know, and I'm of an era. I'm rather glad that we didn't have social media when I was growing up, but hey, that was then and this is now. But it's really, what are your values, and what rule do you live by, and what code do you live by, and is it transparent enough so that if someone does hear something, that they sort of say, oh yeah, this is what X, so-and-so stands for, or maybe they're not surprised if they hear something bad about you. I personally can't stand gossip. It drives me mad. And I'd rather be sort of spending my time slightly more constructively, but hey, that's just me. But I do think that sort of gossip and chat and all this celebrity sort of focus can be very damaging, not only to the people who we're putting under the spotlight, but also to our young and to society as a whole, just because it's not real life anyway, is it? But what is your real life? And just have a think about that. And are you living by your code? I mean, my values, I guess they're for me and my mind model, are very much of authenticity, of transparency, of trust and honesty. And yeah, warts and all, I'm afraid, some bits you won't like and some bits you might, but it's just, that one of my biggest, I would say my biggest value is authenticity. So it's basically what you see is what you get. It's it's exactly what it says on the tin. My other two values, just as an aside, are fun and empowerment. So that's what sort of drives me on a day-to-day basis. But what drives you? What are your values, and are you living by them? And are you being kind, and are you just being true to yourself? Maybe you've got these wonderful values that you're too scared to live behind. But just have a think and see what works best for you. And it's once you know sort of what makes you tick and what your moral compass is, it's actually easier to move forward. It's easier to make choices. It's easier to make the decisions that sometimes you need to. So that's me. I've done on my mind model page, the mind model. I have put a question that I would really, really love you guys to answer, even on open forum, or if you prefer as a private message. I'd so appreciate the feedback, because I am setting up some introductory offers, some online courses, and I really want to know what helps you lot, what you guys are looking for personally, just what you're finding valuable if you're finding anything valuable from these little videos. But it just steers me in the right direction, and if I've gone off on a tangent, then it helps me to pull myself back. So if you would be kind enough to answer, I'd love you forever. So come and join the Mind Model tribe, and it'd be fab to hear what you've got to say. So thank you, and in the meantime, have a brilliant day. I'm gonna sit in the sun because I can, because I've got my mum here, so it's an excuse, isn't it? So have a good day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you.